Hi, we're here to talk about the Open API and the myth of the Open API. First, what is an API or an Open API? An API is a way that two different types of software can communicate. So it's kind of like a bridge between softwares. Generally, if you're an ATS, you might publish certain fields that are available for public use with the proper credentialing. So what's next? I published a few fields, and our office is open, but I still need a card key in order to get in. Same with an API, you do need the proper credentials first. Now that I have access to the API, I have information that was published to the API. So for example, I have access to name, to address, and to city and state. But I want to integrate, or I want to talk to a pay card company. So a pay card company, I'm going to need a little bit more information than that. Where's my information? My information is with the pay card company. So I need this information, but it's not in the API, so I'll have to get it together. How am I going to get it together? I need a developer. I'll need a developer on our end, and I need a developer on the pay card end. And what we're going to develop is perhaps, number one, a user interface so that the credentials can be entered. And when the credentials are entered, I'll be able to access the API because it's going to recognize who I am. I'll also need employee housing information, the bank account, maybe the pay card number, anything that I need to transfer that information. And then once we're transferring, we're going to transfer a pay amount, and maybe the pay date, whatever other information we need in order to pay that individual. Last, what we'll have to have is in the interface, it has to tell us whether or not that information transferred correctly or if there was a problem. Because if I'm not aware of that problem, my information might not transfer correctly and my person just simply is not going to get paid. So once my development work is done, we have all the information that we need, and all the information and the systems can talk to one another. And then we have a nice seamless interface that communicates between two systems. So the bottom line is that the myth of an API that is open is that we still need some development work if we're going to use that API correctly and if we're going to get what we need out of that API. So thank you for joining. Hope you've learned about the Open API.